Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to store your Access credentials in myPresences. Now you might think that Access credentials are something fairly simple, and they are, but it can be one of the biggest problems for small business owners in managing their online presence. And that's because many business owners don't know where their credentials are stored. They don't even know whether they actually have credentials on certain services. They're potentially stored in a spreadsheet on an old computer in a Word document somewhere controlled by somebody else. So that very first stage of going and updating their online presence is a fail because they don't know their credentials and they don't know how to get access to them. We solved that problem in myPresences by making it really simple and easy to store your Access credentials directly against the presences that you're managing. And the way we do that is we go over to this Yelp presence, for example. We go through to the Yelp profile, and near the very top you'll see a section called Your Yelp Access Credentials. And if I click on Show, you'll see that we store two sets of credentials for every single service. And that's because many services will allow you to log in as a user or as the business to be able to manage your business on that service. And an example of a user login would be Yelp or TripAdvisor, where you're logging in and you're using that service to find restaurants or find hotels. And you'll also want to log into those services to manage your business on that particular service. In the vast majority of cases, you're going to be updating business credentials. So what we let you store for each of those credentials: number one, which social media account did you use to log in last time? Because for many people it can be hard to remember whether they use Facebook or Twitter or Google to log in for a particular service. What your username is, your password, and the email account that you used to establish that service account. The password is actually hidden behind a button, and that's because if you're letting someone else manage your online presence for you, you may want to know that they've actually seen your password so that you can go ahead and change that password afterwards. So putting it behind a button allows us to generate an event to you to say, hey, someone's seen your password. The other really great thing about storing your credentials in myPresences is if you're using the myPresences agent, and I really recommend you install it, we can use these credentials to automatically log you into the back end of any service whenever you need to do something. So that cuts down on the need to even worry about what your username and password is. The other great thing is if you're using an agency to manage your online presence for you, you can give them access to myPresences and they can manage all of your online profiles without ever having to see any of your credentials, which makes the whole process really secure and really efficient for the agency. One of the questions that often comes up is, okay, I've added all my online credentials into myPresences. How do I get access to them? And that's really simple. All you need to do is come up to the cog icon at the top of the screen to go to your business profile. And in your business profile, you'll see a button called Export Credentials. And when you press this button, it will give you a nice list of all of the credentials for all of your services, both user and business, that you can then put away somewhere in a backup location and have access to whenever you need it. And I really recommend you coming in here and do an export every so often so that's up to date. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial, and all the best with managing and promoting your business's online presence and reputation online.